15 times for Mando, 15 times for Boba Fett, and then like 30 times for Kenobi.
It sucks that. Which one's your favorite?
It's hard. It's really hard because Kenobi is like prequel, and then Mando is like after Return of the Jedi, right?
Yeah.
So
it's very
it's
upsetting that Obi-Wan isn't going to be more than the limited run. It was really good.
It was really good, but they can't really tell like a lot of stories now until they get to New Hope.
They could have one more season maybe. I definitely wouldn't expect there to be a lot more. It would just have to be a new story that they would create while he was on wherever he was on. I think he was just on Tatooine, wasn't he?
He was and he wasn't. Like in the lore, that was the last time you saw Darth Vader until he got killed by Darth Vader.
Yeah, that's right.
So there's not a lot of story to tell, and I think that's why they're doing the Vader series now. Like Obi-Wan got his, now let's do a Vader one.
Yeah. And that's all that Obi-Wan really did was
I'm
create.
so excited for the Vader one, because you know how much they're going to show. Well, this is where Ewan McGregor's going to come back as Obi-Wan in the Vader series for the prequel stuff that they're going to do, like the, fucking, what's the word? Wow. Flashbacks. The flashbacks with Obi-Wan are going to be unreal. It's going to be all like, they're going to be in like clone armor and in like the middle of the Clone Wars and shit like that. Or maybe they'll take it all the way back and do a scene on Tatooine when he was a kid.
Maybe. That's
you know what I mean?
Some pod racing.
Right? Like I remember when I first met you kind of thing. You know they're gonna do that lead up. Like I remember when I first met you, like an echo of Obi-Wan's voice, and it's him meeting Anakin Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and you'll hear Qui-Gon's voice.
They could do like so awesome. how him and Palpatine created the Republic, and like you know what I mean, like how they expanded. The Empire. Yeah, how they expanded after destroying the Jedi and like all that kind of shit, right? How they went from world to world to world, pretty much just being like, so on the, making you an offer you can't refuse. So it's this or death, just throwing it out there.
Well, and it took them a while to build the Death Star too. So like they had to do shit the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, they had to build it twice. That's dedication.
Yeah. Well, at that point, it was the Galactic Empire, right? So it was pretty easily doable. Like. Yeah. If you read all the books and the comics and stuff like that, the resources they had.
I love thinking about all the contractors and subcontractors that got murdered while building Death Star. That just went there, it's a good job, you know what I mean, off of Patuximanock world, and traveling off world to like just get a contract for 2 years to work on some military installation, and gets paid triple what you usually make, and all of a sudden, bam! Fucking good guys come in, murder everybody.
This is a massive debate, like how many civilian casualties. Do you know that there were 0 civilian casualties on the Death Star? It was a top secret, the Death Star. The first one and the second one were top secret installations.
Oh,
they were only Imperial troops and Wookiees, so they were slaves. The Wookiee slaves that got killed on both Death Stars.
Yeah, okay.
Which is why seeing Chewbacca in binders being taken up a lift wasn't shocking to anybody on that station, because they had a bunch of Wookiees on the station for heavy lifting.
Yeah, that makes sense. That is a thing.
Yeah. Otherwise, they'd be like, what the fuck? How'd you get a Wookiee on the goddamn Death Star?
Yeah, that's a good point.
And they're going to go, well, yeah, no, we're used to seeing Wookiees because they act up all the time. We're going to take them down to detention level 6. Oh, yeah, of course. Obviously, that happens all the time.
Clearly. Yeah, let me check the handcuffs.
But that was pretty much the only slave race that the Empire would use was the Wookiees.
Well, because they're huge and strong. And
yeah. The Empire was hugely xenophobic. They were only about humanity. Like, Grand Admiral Thrawn was the only Xeno alien who was a Chiss to reach the rank above Admiral. To reach the rank above Captain, to be honest. Like, Palpatine and General Tarkin, or Grand Moff Tarkin, would not promote you if you were not human. So there was
Oh,
like four or
yeah,
five
wow.
human worlds in this galaxy, and then everything else is Xeno. You can be in the Empire, but they would just make you like a stormtrooper or a maintenance guy or something.
Interesting.
Yeah, there were.
I mean, that's how it goes, though, right? That's how monopolies are built. And
Well, if
not that
you
it's good or any, not that it's the way it should be, but I mean, it's the way
well, if
it's
you look at
the
the
way
First
it is.
Order, that's incredibly accurate to how the
Oh
Empire
yeah.
was. The First Order was just a distraction, so the Empire could rebuild.
Well, I mean, most of the look at the stormtrooper behind you. He's white.
Yep.
There's the first. There's the first thing right there.
That's why they made what's his name? Black. The new dude. Fuck, what's Finn?
Oh, Boyaga or
Finn
in the yeah, yeah, yeah.
in the new movies with Rey Skywalker. Like
They made
you,
him.
she's literally Rey Palpatine. She's Emperor Palpatine's daughter. And at the end of the movie, she's like, "My name is Rey Skywalker." It's like, no, you're not a Skywalker.
Is that right? I didn't know that. I feel bad not for not knowing that.
Have you not? Have you seen the
I
new
didn't.
movies?
Yeah, I have, but I didn't. I mean, I've watched them, but I didn't really look into that kind of stuff. I feel like I did at one point.
Yeah,
I feel like I did.
she's Palpatine's granddaughter.
Well, that would make her like the most powerful person in the universe then.
One of them, yeah.
Yeah, because Snoke was the aura of Palpatine, right? Like, didn't they try to
Snoke
like?
was a clone of
He was
Palpatine with
the only one that ever
Palpatine's.
held his power enough of
Yeah,
it.
he
Yeah,
was the only one of the clones to hold Palpatine for a limited time.
what fucked them all up, right? Yeah,
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, he
yeah,
was already dying when Kylo killed him. Kylo killing him was part of his plan,
yeah. Okay.
so he could release him back to the ether. And
So how do you know that's Palpatine's daughter for sure? Like, as opposed to it just being
oh,
Laura?
they
Is it
straight up
something
say
that
it. They're like,
Uh,
Palpatine's son had a daughter, and then he knew his father, obviously, and was like, oh, I'm gonna hide my daughter on some junk planet. Palpatine killed his son and his son's wife for hiding the daughter. Outright killed them, like with no hesitation. And then spent about 10 years trying to use Darth Vader to search for her. This is all in the books.
Okay, so that's why. Which is fine. I know there's all this stuff out there that's readily available.
Oh,
That I
I'm
just
such a
didn't do.
nerd, dude. You have no
Oh,
idea.
no, that's all good. There's so much out there I could sit here and spout baseball stats from 1925. Like, it's just what we find our interests in, right? But what was I gonna say? Shit. So the guy that built the Death Star, I guess that wasn't Ray's father then.
That wasn't
Wasn't
Rey's
that?
father. That was
What
the girl
am I?
from Rogue One's father.
Oh, that's right. Fuck.
Yeah,
Completely got my movies mixed up.
I got you.
Oh
I
yeah.
got you.
Yeah. That's absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Wow, I really love Rogue One. It's infiltrating all my other
Dude,
thoughts.
when the X-Wings come in and they all sound off, and they're using like the classic footage from A New Hope
Yeah.
overlaid,
Oh, yeah.
like showing you the gold leader
Yeah.
and red leader and
Rogue One.
right? Exactly. What's your call sign? Rogue One. That was so corny. That was so corny. It was hilarious. I was just
Yeah.
like, come
Well,
on,
it's
guys.
super. That's Star Wars for you, though, right? There's so
Well,
much
and they're
corny.
kissing each other as the shockwave comes in. It's just like, if you over... So like 15 times for Mando, 15 times for Boba Fett, and then like 30 times for Kenobi.
It sucks that. Well, which one's your favorite?
It's hard. It's really
Yeah.
hard because Kenobi is like prequel, and then Mando is like after Return of the Jedi, right?
Yeah,
So
it's very
it's
upsetting that Obi-Wan isn't going to be more than the limited run. It was really good. Like,
it was really good, but they can't really
like
tell like a lot of stories now until
no,
like they get to New Hope.
they could have had, yeah, one more season maybe. I definitely wouldn't expect there to be a lot more. It would just have to be a new story that they would create while he was on wherever he was on. I think he was just on Tatooine, wasn't he?
He was and he wasn't. Like in the lore, That was the last time he saw Darth Vader until he got killed by Darth Vader.
Yeah, that's right.
So there's not a lot of story to tell, and I think that's why they're
Yeah,
doing the Vader series now. Like Obi-Wan got his, now let's do a Vader one.
yeah. And that's
Like
all the Obi-Wan really did was
I'm so
create.
excited for the Vader
But
one because you
I
know
think
how
that's going to
much
be
they're gonna
massively
show.
effective.
Well, this is where Ewan McGregor's gonna come back as Obi-Wan
Yep.
in the Vader
Exactly.
series for
And I'll tell you